Hello everyone, welcome you all to the lecture series on energy science and engineering for the third semester civil engineering department, and the lectures are prepared based on the MacOut curriculum. So today in this series here I will start module 3, which is energy and its relation with the environment. And in the first lecture under this energy and environment, I will try to make you clear about energy efficiency system and its energy conservation. That's mean what is energy efficiency and what is energy conservation, how we can use harnessed electrical energy in an efficient manner, how we can conserve it, and what are the strategies we can follow so that the energy can be efficiently managed and it can be conserved. So without delay, let's start with what is energy efficiency. So by definition, energy efficiency is the process of using less energy to perform the same task or produce the same outcome. So for example, if you have a fridge in your home, and you have seen that there are some ratings are there, that's been 5-star rating or 4-star rating. So that's mean, as you know, that 5-star rating means the consumption of the electricity will be lesser, and 4-star means the consumption of the electricity will be more than compared to the 5-star. So in that case, for a same price, the purpose is to preserve the food or uh, anything, and the same output can be performed using lesser energy by using some technological modifications. Also, for example, using energy efficient appliances like LED bulbs, that's mean the purpose is to lighten our room. But it can be done by your previously you have seen the yellow color bulb which consume more energy. Now we have LED bulbs which consume less energy. So we are performing the same task but in a different way. So it is known as your energy efficient system or energy efficiency. And high efficiency system like HVAC system is also there. It is based on the design of civil engineering mainly. So HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So by this thing, what we can do, we don't need any additional room heater or air conditioning system, so that we can perform the same tasks but without any investment of the energy. So this is known as your energy efficiency. And energy conservation is basically from the aspect of our own, that's mean from our behavioral changes. So energy conservation can be defined as the practice of reducing energy consumption by using less energy intensive processes or behaviors, such as turning off lights when it's not in use or using public transport instead of private vehicles. That's mean we can change ourselves so that we should be or we make ourselves conscious that when you are living we are leaving our room, we should turn off all the electric appliances. If there are any indicator or any charger is plugged in some chargers there may be some indicator is there, so it will consume some energy. So these kind of small behavioral changes can also conserve energy. Also, sometimes in case of fossil fuel, from the aspect of fossil fuel, we can say that if we use public transport instead of private vehicles, we can save lots of carbon emissions. That's mean if 100 people in a bus, you have seen, suppose there is a bus and there 100 people can travel in that bus. But if the 100 people can is determined that they will not use the public transport and they will use private vehicles, so 100 cars is required. So the and simply you can compare that a single bus, the emission caused by the single bus and the emission caused by the 100 car is much more higher, and it is much more detrimental to the environment. So by changing our behavior towards the energy uses, we can also conserve energy. So let's chalk out the very basic differences between energy efficiency and the energy conservation. So by definition, it is a technology. So using technology to perform the same tasks with less energy. And energy conservation is by definition that reducing or avoiding unnecessary energy usage. That means we can opt for public transport, we can change our behavior to turn off all the lights and switch whenever we are going outside from our outside. The approach is basically technological improvement in case of your energy efficiency. That's mean we can go for 5-star rating or more higher rating, so the energy consumption will be lesser. And energy conservation, the approach is basically the behavioral one. That is from the mindset of a individual of an individual. An example of energy efficiency appliances or technologies are your using LED bulbs, efficient motors, or energy star appliances. And the energy conservation is basically switching off lights, reducing vehicle trips, etc. Now, the goal of energy efficiency is to reduce the energy waste. That's mean for the same task, we'll do if we do it at lesser energy, that's mean definitely we'll save some energy. So, by technological advancement, we are saving few amount of energy from wasting it. And the energy conservation, the goal is to reduce energy demand. That's mean if I am going outside from my room and if I turn on my light, so basically the light will consume some energy. And if I am concerned that I should turn off the light when I am going outside, so it will reduce the uses of the electricity. So it is basically by changing our behavior, we can reduce the demand of energy required for ourselves. And the energy efficiency nature is basically it is technical aspect, that is scientific innovations and technology can help it. And the energy conservation is basically your managerial and behavioral aspect. Now, what is the importance basically of energy efficiency and conservation, and why we should follow? The main four aspect of this importance is that the environmental benefits. As we know that the greenhouse gases emission will cause the climate change and increase in the temperature of the climate. So the environmental benefits we can achieve that it will reduce the greenhouse gas emission and lower environmental pollution. And if we reduce the environmental pollution, then definitely our surrounding environment will improve. Second, more important aspect is the economic savings. Suppose you are earning 10k rupees and you are spending 5k for energy appliances or some energy consumption. But your behavioral changes and your concernedness can reduce this to 3k. That is for example. You should reduce and you can save 2k by changing your behavior. So we can also go for economic saving as well as it will reduce the demand of the energy. So we get lower utility bills for household and operational cost for industries will also be lowered by introducing some technological advancement. It is required for technological advancement, and for the household, it is for the behavioral aspect that of an individual. Also, if we reduce the dependency of our energy or consumption of energy from fossil fuel, we also go towards a energy secure nation. That's mean reducing dependence on imported oils fuels by making better use of available resources. These are basically your solar, wind, what are the available in our surrounding based on our geographical location. And also we can mitigate climate change. That is the main aspect for sustainable development. So energy efficiency and conservation plays an important role in reducing the global carbon footprint. And carbon footprint means this is an indicator which indicate basically the pollution level of a product or anything of a human being for any kind of. That means suppose I have a cell phone, and to manufacture these cell phones, I need industry and power. Similarly, to deliver it to you, we need the packaging. So in all the stages, to create this packaging material, to run the industry, so all these stages, there are some emission. And if we sum up all the emission of carbon dioxide or equivalent to it, we can calculate the carbon footprint. So carbon footprint indicate the measure of the pollution level of a product or the harmful or the it is an indicator which indicate the harmfulness to the environment. So we can also mitigate this, and if we mitigate the carbon footprint or reduce the carbon footprint, then the climate will also be cleaner again. Now, what are the strategies we can consider for the energy efficient and efficiency and conservation? The first one is required, the most important is your technological updates. We need to upgrade ourselves. That means we should not use the yellow color of flow, filament bulb earlier we have used. Instead of filament bulb, we should use LED bulb. So, technological upgrade is required. So, we need to adapt modern technologies, energy efficient devices and systems, basically which are basically 5-star rating and which are basically based on your solar cell. Suppose you have a device like we can charge itself from solar radiation and it can use also night also. Second thing, we can strategy that is important from the individual aspect, that is your behavioral changes. So encouraging energy conscious habits such as using natural light or setting thermostat efficiently. So at the daytime, sometimes we have a tendency that we will pull on it curtain and we will stay inside the room by lighting a light. But in that case, we are also consuming energy. But we can save this energy by making ourselves little bit conscious so that we can use the natural light of the day to do our work. And also we can use the thermostats efficiently. Thermostats is basically a sensor which basically sense the temperature of our environment. So it will sense the temperature, and if by Wi-Fi or other AC or fridge or any kind of appliances connected, so it will, based on the temperature, it will adjust and optimize it. So in that way also we can reduce the consumption of the energy and make ourselves more energy efficient. And also we need to go for energy audits, so systematic assessment to identify areas for improvement in energy usage. So we need to evaluate that, suppose we can install a smart meter or sensor, so that which appliances is taking more energy and where the energy is going for a waste. Then we can identify this, and the systematic review can lead to a better behavioral changes, and we can save energy. And also they are required for the government, from the side of the government, they can implement policy and incentives. So government programs and subsidies to encourage energy saving measures, like if government should promote that if I someone uses solar panel for their home in their home, so the goods or the equipment required to install a solar panel, we it should be subsidized, so that the people will be encouragement, and they should adapt such kind of technology. So by this way we can also make ourselves energy efficient, and by changing our behavior we can conserve the energy. Like yeah, here you can see in this figure that renewable energy sources are the one aspect. So we can take these renewable energy sources and take it to the grid, and in our home we can use the appliances which have high energy ratings. We can opt for the electrical vehicle, we can opt for the public transport. And if we have installed any energy harnessing device like your windmill or your solar panel on our roof, so whatever the electricity is generating, we can store it at the in battery, and we can use it later. And also some connection with the internet. Based on the weather forecast, we can also adjust our internal room temperature and other aspects. So by this way, we can create a sustainable future, or it can be the first step towards a sustainable world for our next generations. So this is the all about the first lecture on module 1. In the second lecture, we'll learn about what is basically the carbon footprint and how we can calculate it, and what are the strategies we can consider for a sustainable world and for a better environment. Uh, Thank you, and we'll see you again in the next lecture. Bye.